Hello guys, it's Nick और मेरे channel पर आपका स्वागत है in another video. Today I have a very exciting and different video. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to think like an astrologer and match me and Utsav's Kundali. In India, getting your astrological charts matched, especially in an arranged marriage setup, it is a vital part of the matching process. Whether you match with this person astrologically, I thought it would be fun to check our charts and let you guys know what is our matching like based on our birth charts. So Kundali is basically taking your birth chart, so the exact time and place, location that you were born, based on the planets alignment like the sun and the moon placements. It will tell you different things about the person, traits, their life, career, marriage, relationships, personality, all that kind of stuff. It's a very important thing here in India for many families. And obviously me and Utsav are a love marriage, so we don't really hold that much weight to this, but we actually already know what our kind of matching is because Utsav went to an astrologer a few years back. Obviously, like most Indian families, they wanted to make sure that that was matching and stuff. But for us, even if it wasn't matching, we would still have gotten married. It wouldn't have affected our decision, but still, it's really interesting. I'm not going to sit here and say I know so much about Vedic astrology because I don't, but I do have like a slight interest in it. I find it very fascinating. And me and Utsav actually have a 90% match as per that astrologer that he went to. So yeah, so I'm going to read out what it says about each of our charts. So grab your coffee and let's get into it. Just to say before I go into this is just for fun. It's for interest. It's not to be taken very seriously. I know I'm using an AI system for this, so it's probably going to have many errors or things that maybe aren't true. Who knows? They're not a proper astrologer or pundit, obviously. It's just for fun and it's not to be taken like so literally and seriously. So chill. And I'm actually going to use Google Gemini instead of ChatGPT, only for the reason that I use ChatGPT a lot, so it already knows a lot of information about me. So whereas I haven't actually used Gemini before, so I think it's safer to use it. It'll be more or less biased perspective. So compatibility analysis, Gun Milan, your compatibility score sits around 23 out of 36 points. In traditional astrology, any score above 18 is considered good for marriage. Number 1, emotional and psychological connection, Bhakut, is 7 out of 7. This is a high point. You both share a deep intuitive understanding. Nicola's Taurus moon brings stability and groundness, which acts as a buffer for Utsav's impulse and energetic Aries moon. For me, Nicola, my core nature is Aries sun, influenced with strong fire energy. You're independent, direct, and emotionally courageous. Thanks. In Vedic terms, this gives a strong Mangal imprint, passion, willpower, and sometimes impatience. True. In marriage, you need emotional excitement. You cannot tolerate emotional coldness. You respect strength in a partner and you are protective and loyal once committed. So for Utsav, he has a strong moon influence, emotional but internally guarded. Traits: protective, family orientated, sensitive to respect and tone, can be possessive in love, possible Leo ascendant. At that hour gives pride, leadership tendency, strong need for admiration from partner. So this pairing shows a strong fire-water dynamic. So I am fire, direct, fast, expressive, and he is a water-fire mix, emotional, proud, and protective. This creates immediate attraction, strong physical chemistry, emotional intensity. Not a neutral bond, it is strong. So point 2 is emotional flow. So the potential friction area, I confront issues immediately and say things directly. He feels deeply and may withdraw before reacting. True. If unmanaged, she may feel he is too sensitive and he may feel she is too blunt. If mature, she energizes him and he softens her emotional edges. That is very true. Number 3, ego and power balance. 2 strong personalities, both want to lead at times, neither are naturally submissive. It is a dynamic that is sometimes competitive, but competition can become motivation instead of conflict if respected. I would say this is true as well. We tease each other a lot in this kind of competitive way, so yeah. Nadi and Makut, 15 out of 15. The most remarkable part of this match is that you score maximum points in the 2 most critical categories, Nadi and Makut. 8 out of 8 and 7 out of 7. This signifies a biological and genetic fit. It suggests healthy progeny, children, and a lack of chronic health conflicts between the 2. Amazing. Bakut. This means the destiny of the couple. Even though your moon signs are neighbors, Aries and Taurus, the alignment suggests that your lives will naturally move in the same direction. You won't find yourselves pulling towards different life goals. That's important. Number 3, the psychological dynamic, Rohini and Ashwini. Utsav is Ashwini, he is the healer and the horse. There is a restless energy here. Utsav likely wants things to happen yesterday. He is a pioneer driven by an internal motor that rarely stops. I don't know if I feel like that's him. A restless energy? It sounds like the opposite of that. But anyway, that's what it says. Rohini is the favorite nakshatra of the moon, representing beauty, stability, and growth. Nicola is the anchor. She has the patience that Utsav lacks. That is completely not true. I am the impatient one. He is the very patient one. So number 4, temperament, Gana. This is 1 out of 6. Utsav has Deva Gana, godlike, idealistic, and Nicola has Manushya Gana, human, pragmatic. The conflict is Utsav might approach life with a let it be or highly principled attitude. True. Nicola is more focused on the tangible, security, home, and real-world results. The result is that during arguments, Utsav might try to take the moral high ground or detach, while Nicola will want to address the practical reality of the situation. I'll say that's true. The 23 Guna score combined with the perfect Nadi score is a rare and powerful green light in Vedic astrology. For Utsav, he must realize that Nicola's stubbornness is actually her way of providing him with the stable ground he needs to run his races. For Nicola, she must realize that Utsav's restlessness isn't a lack of commitment, but a need for constant mental stimulation. I'm not agreeing with this restlessness thing because he's just not like that. Anyway, and the final thing it says is, since the temperament score is low, I recommend that you both prioritize transparent communication. Utsav should avoid being secretive with his thoughts, and Nicola should avoid being passive-aggressive with when her need for security isn't met. Nicola is ruled by the moon. She is protective, domestic, and values family above all. She feels the world. Oh, that is too true. That is too true. Feeling the world. Utsav is ruled by Mercury. He is intellectual, communicative, and curious. He thinks the world. 100%. Nicola may feel Utsav is too logical or detached during an argument, while Utsav might feel Nicola is being too emotional or subjective. 100%. I feel like now we definitely understand each other more in that regard, but definitely that is our approaches to how we think about things. Utsav must learn that Nicola's feelings are her facts, and Nicola must learn that Utsav's logic is a way of showing he cares. Then it says unbiased analysis of the low Gana score. So a low Gana score often means that the couple has different ways of reacting to the world. Utsav might be more forgiving and detached, while Nicola is more deeply affected by worldly ups and downs. However, because Nadi and Bhakut are perfect 15 out of 15, this mismatch is significantly neutralized. The destiny of the couple is stronger than the difference in their temperaments. So the summary for marriage, it's a high growth match. Financial compatibility very strong. Nicola's Taurus influence suggests a talent for saving and accumulating assets, while Utsav's Gemini influence suggests a talent for generating income through ideas and networking. Secret to success, Utsav must give Nicola security, Nicola must give Utsav freedom. Then analyzing the Mangal Dosha. Mars or Mangal represents our drive, our temper, and how we handle conflict. When matching two people for marriage, we look for Mangal Dosha, Mars affliction, to see if one partner's energy is too hot for the other. So Utsav has Mars and Gemini in his first house. It makes Utsav incredibly quick-witted and energetic. However, Mars in the first house often creates a Manglic influence. This suggests that Utsav can be very direct, sometimes sharp-toned and prone to flashing anger. It comes on fast and leaves just as quickly. I've honestly never seen him that angry at all. So Nicola's Mars is much more subdued and spiritual. She doesn't like direct confrontation. I wouldn't say that's true, to be honest. When she's angry, she may become quiet or retreat into her thoughts. I'd say more so now, yes, but in the past, no. In the past, I would be very, very confrontational, but I do agree that now I go more quiet when I'm angry than I used to. Because Utsav has a more dominant Mars placement, there's a risk that his words could occasionally scorch Nicola's more sensitive nature. So Dana Yoga, financial and material compatibility. Nicola is naturally inclined towards accumulation. She values high quality items. I don't know about that. A stable bank account and land and property. She's the treasurer of this relationship. Utsav is inclined towards exchange. He's good at networking, sales, ideas that generate cash flow. Together you have an excellent wealth yoga. Utsav is the hunter who brings the resources in, and Nicola is a manager who ensures they are invested and grown. You're unlikely to face long-term poverty as a couple because your charts balance spending and saving almost perfectly. I would say we have the exact same ideas of money, so that does work really well. Karmic Connection, Rahu and Ketu. This suggests you are both currently in a life cycle where you are learning about partnership versus self. Utsav is learning to move away from I and toward we. Nicola is learning to move away from chaos, dreams, toward order, structure. And our individual charts then, just some things it says is, I'm ruled by the moon. This explains a deeply intuitive, protective and sensitive nature. I am very sensitive, so I would agree with that. Utsav's ruled by Mercury. This makes him highly communicative, curious and mentally active. I would say that's very true. So honest verdict, 23 out of 36 score is mathematically high, but astrology isn't just a number. The glue, your Nadi, 8 out of 8, perfect. This means deep cellular, physical level, you are highly compatible. You likely feel at home in each other's physical presence. The work, your Lagna relationship, 2 out of 12. This is the teacher-student dynamic. Oh my God. And that's literally how we met, teacher-student dynamic. Family dynamics and domestic life. So Nicola seeks a home that is aesthetically pleasing, 100%, balanced and peaceful. She cannot stand chaos or loud arguments in her personal sanctuary. Like I said, I definitely used to be a person that would, you know, if I felt anger, I would just express it, you know. Now I've learned to just really sit with that and like regulate myself, regulate my emotions. So I definitely feel that way now. As I've gotten older, I've definitely learned to just dial in my emotions, regulate them first, and then express myself. When it comes to family values, Nicola is very proud and protective. She's the lioness of the family. Utsav might be a bit more critical or perfectionist about the home. He notices the small things, builds towards an organization, 100%. Utsav is way neater and tidier than I am. He folds everything meticulously, he irons everything meticulously. I am opposite to that. I do it, but I'm like not very perfectionist about stuff like that. Interestingly, Utsav's family values are very emotional. Despite his outward Aries fire, deep down he is very attached to his roots and his mother figure. Definitely true, and yeah, I feel like most Indian men are the same way. Okay, and it says the unbiased astrologer's secret. The reason this match works despite the Mars difference is Jupiter. Nicola's Jupiter and Utsav's Venus are in a favorable alignment. This means that even when you fight, you still fundamentally like each other. There is a friendship underneath the marriage that keeps it from breaking. That's definitely true. I actually noticed this in our dynamic. Usually in the past, if I had an argument with a significant other, I would just feel so like, ew, go away. Like during it or after it or whatever, like it would take me so much time to like recover from any like disagreement. Whereas with Utsav, I'm literally in the midst of a discussion or argument, and I'm like, I just love you so much, and I just don't feel this like dislike, you know, or annoyance, the fact, you know, of what he's saying or anything. In fact, most of the times he's right, so I'm just like, I love you and you're right. Yeah. Okay, I should end this video because it's going on probably so long, but I just can't stop reading about it. I want to read more. So progeny, which is children, and the future family path. So for Nicola, it suggests that children will bring a sense of purpose and good luck into her life. Likely to be a deeply intuitive and protective mother. However, with Scorpio in 5th house, she may be quite private or even a bit intense regarding her children's upbringing. Utsav placement in 2nd house indicates that children bring wealth and that family life will be centered around comfort and tradition. Utsav will likely be the fun parent, the one who focuses on education, social skills, and providing a harmonious environment. Compatibility for progeny is strong. Since both of you have Nadi Kuta 888, the biological and genetic compatibility is at its maximum. In Vedic terms, this is the best indicator for healthy children and a smooth transition into parenthood. That's really nice. Career paths. Nicola has an Aries energy in her professional life. This means she is actually more assertive and boss-like at work than she might be at home. Interestingly, Utsav has a Pisces energy in his career. While he is fiery at home, at work he may be more creative, intuitive, or involved in service-orientated or multinational industries. So that was it for our chart reading. Some things are definitely, I'm like, but then other things are like, But it's still different than what the astrologer said to Utsav in person about our match being 90%. This is saying, you know, I think 23 out of 36 would be like 70-ish%, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so take with that what you will. But it's super interesting. I really enjoy this kind of stuff and reading about this. So anyone watching, if you know a lot about astrology, you can let me know anything you saw there that you take from it that it didn't say, or anything. That would be super interesting to hear. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next one. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video as well. I would really appreciate it. Bye.